Welcome to the Jonathan Kinloch Show. Often you have heard me say that it is so important for businesses in the city of Detroit to be a part of the revitalization in the city, not just with job creation, but also supporting various programs that benefit the residents who live in the city. Today on the Jonathan Kinloch Show, right here in Midtown, where a lot of energy and focus has been made of all of the jobs and people who are moving in to this part of the city, we're going to interview and have a conversation with a business owner, the business owner of Bob's Classic Kicks on the other side of this break. And we're going to talk about the partnership that he has engaged in with the Detroit Public Schools, not just Detroit Public Schools, let me correct that, all high school students in the city of Detroit to get them focused and to be in school on count day. Welcome to the Jonathan Kinloch Show. School is now in session, and now the school districts from around the state are focusing on how they're going to fund their schools for the remainder of the school year. And the way that is decided is by the number of students who show up on a specific day this year. That day is October 3rd. We heard often about the deficit that the city of Detroit is in, and so it is definitely important for the Detroit Public Schools and all of the schools in the surrounding area to make sure that kids are in school on October 3rd. Well, a Detroit businessman has stepped up to the plate and said, look, I want to do my part in ensuring that kids are in school on October 3rd. We have here in the studio Christian Dorsey, owner of Bob's Classic Kicks, and I wanted to welcome you to the show and also to ask you this most important question of what made you decide to give away shoes, not initially with Detroit Public School students, but now you're telling me it's all high school students.
Well, pretty much we decided that we've been in business for 8 years in Midtown. Myself and also my partner, Jason Johnson, are products of Detroit Public High Schools. I graduated from Murray Wright. He graduated from Martin Luther King Jr. Senior High School. So what better way to give back to the city than to donate what we do best here, which is shoes?
Well, let me ask you, how did the first point or first school of contact, was it the Detroit Public Schools, the EAA? Who did you contact to get this up and going? Well,
first we talked amongst each other, and then we reached out to DPS, EAA, Highland Park school districts, and said, hey, look.
So there were more than one school district that you actually reached out to?
Right.
Because initially the reports were that, oh my gosh, the EAA came up with this great idea of giving gym shoes away to kids on count day. So it wasn't just the EAA that was contacted. You all contacted a number of school districts.
Correct. And we said, look, we know that you guys need help, and we want to do our part. And we would like to donate a brand new pair of shoes to every student that comes to school on count day. So what we're going to do is we're going to give vouchers out to every student that comes to school on count day. And the vouchers will be redeemable here for a free pair of shoes at Bob's Classic Kicks.
Okay, let me ask you, what types of shoes?
Well, everyone will receive the same pair of shoes.
Okay.
The shoe is undisclosed right now.
Okay.
Because I'll let you know it's a Nike. So it's a very good shoe. But we don't want them to come to school just for the shoes. We want them to come to school because they have to come to school.
Absolutely.
And we want
that's what a lot of concern
the point.
Right.
And we want them to continue coming to school after count day. But what we realize is that 70 to 80% of all Detroit Public High School students are on free or reduced lunch. So if they can't afford a $1, $2 lunch, what makes you think they can afford a $70 to $100 pair of gym shoes? They can't. And a lot of students get hand-me-downs from their older brothers, sisters, whatever, what have you. So therefore, we want to make sure that they at least get one brand new pair of shoes so they can go with their uniforms that they wear all school year.
You know, that is commendable for your effort, because like you said, a number of the students can barely afford to feed themselves, and they have various challenges at home.
Correct.
So your small part is a major part in that child sense of pride, and so I commend you all for that. So how has it been going? How has the campaign and the information outreach been
You
working?
can donate on kicksforcountday.org or coming after this, raiseitup.com. The community has really embraced this idea. You know, it definitely takes a village to raise a child. So the villages came out and they're very supporting this endeavor.
So you're actually asking for the broader community to assist with this effort as well. So let's talk more about that, because I didn't know that you were reaching out to the broader community to assist in actually funding this effort.
We're raising $1 million so we can fund this endeavor. We're looking at giving between 20 to 25,000 pairs of shoes at a time, and for this time rather. And we want this endeavor not to be this for this year, but we want it to be an annual thing. So this year we're doing high school.
So the $1 million is not just for this year.
Well, the $1 million is for this year.
So it'll cost $1 million.
Shoes ain't cheap.
Whoa.
Shoes are not cheap.
So is there a chance that there could be a student that would show up here, present a voucher, and not actually be presented?
No.
Okay.
First off, it's going to be by school. What we're going to do is on count day, October 3rd, we're giving out each student a voucher, and they're going to fill out the name, address, shoe size, because I cannot just blindly order 25,000 pairs of shoes, phone number, email. And what we're going to do is we're going to tally up all that data, and then once we tally up the data, we're going to send the order into Nike. Nike have already assured us that they have all the shoes ready to go. We've already got the commitment from Nike.
So is the commitment also extending to the point that they're going to extend that line of credit for this effort to make sure that
they're not
all of the
extending a line of credit because we're going to pay for these shoes.
Okay.
But they ensured us that all the shoes are there.
Okay.
So we don't have a problem where we're saying, well, the shoes aren't there, because they have the shoes already. We just got to go in, pay for them, and get them shipped.
And they'll be ready to shipped out. Okay. So the kids, I know that this incentive is actually spreading like wildfire around the city of Detroit. Have you seen an increase in your business, increase in folks coming in asking about?
Right. A lot of phone calls about the initiative. A lot of people came in and donated. You can donate at any Fifth Third Bank, or like I said, you can go to raiseitup.com or kicksforcountday.org to donate. We've had a lot of grandparents come in, say, they're going to make sure their kids are in school on count day. It's been a wonderful initiative, and we are very excited about what it's going to bring. Like I said, this is the first annual Kicks for Count Day. Next year, we're looking to do maybe all students in all schools in Detroit. I mean, when I say about all students, I mean elementary, middle, and high school as well.
When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Christian Dorsey, owner of Bob's Classic Kicks. Welcome back to the Jonathan Kinloch Show. We're broadcasting here from Bob's Classic Kicks here in Midtown Detroit, and we've been talking to its owner, Christian Dorsey, about the gym shoe giveaway to encourage young people in the Detroit public schools as well as surrounding school districts. And does this include charter schools?
Yes, it does.
To show up for Count Day October 3rd.
Correct.
Now, right before the break, we were getting into the benefits of this effort. But what I'm going to ask you is this: why do you feel that this is something important for your business to do, and how do you believe that the school systems will actually benefit from this effort?
Well, it is something that we have to do because, like I said, we've been in the community for 8 years. And kids are standing in line for shoes. They're waiting out weeks for shoes. And this is not something that we need to stress to them that's of importance. What's important is education. We want you to go to school, get a great education, possibly go to college, get a better education, and come back like we did and become a pillar of society and put your own business back into Detroit. Because if we keep all these people leaving Detroit, then Detroit is not going to prosper like they should. So therefore, we're hoping that with this giveaway, it gives the kids some inspiration, some hope. Say, hey, look, it's a black-owned business in Detroit, we're products of the Detroit public school system that care about us, and if they can do it, we can do it as well. So therefore, we're just, like I said, we're trying to give them some hope, and hopefully this will.
Well, look, we talked about your contact with the local school districts,
yes.
But have these local school districts actually embraced this idea? Are they actually trying to drum it up around, throughout their student population to let them know that this is an incentive that is out there? So have they, partnered up with you and actually began to spread the news throughout their student population?
Well, seeing that the school year is still very young, they have, but I wouldn't say not to.
It just started last week.
Right. So therefore, in the upcoming weeks, yes, they will put it on full blast that this is the initiative that we have for October 3rd.
From your perspective, why should and why would the school districts actually push this incentive that you've brought to them? How could the school system actually benefit from this effort? Well, from your perspective,
they benefit because the students that come to school on count day will receive a free pair of shoes, and that helps everybody. That helps the parent, because now the parent don't have to go shove out $100 for a pair of shoes. It helps the student, especially in high school, the student that has a job and also goes to school full time. Now that's one less thing they have to worry about, is buying a brand new pair of shoes. And it helps the school district because now you have students come to school, they all look alike, so that eliminates bullying. You can't bully somebody that you look alike. And also, this is just a way to get them motivated to go to school and learn. The main premise behind this is education. It's all about education.
But as being a former member of the Board of Education for the city of Detroit, one thing I can definitely say is that students being in those seats actually benefit the school systems and school districts, but with more monies coming in from the state, from the student foundation allowance. So it is so important for kids to actually be in those seats, because there's only once a year where the state actually, a date a year that the state actually says that on this day, this is how we're going to determine how much money we're going to give you. So from that perspective, I hope that the school districts embrace that idea. But But let me also ask you, as a businessman in the city of Detroit, you're young, you went to Detroit Public Schools, you were born and raised in the city of Detroit. Let me ask you this. What made you decide to, one, open up a business in Detroit when we've heard over the years about the flight, the urban flight, in which you have a lot of young people who've come through the system, left the city, and planted their roots someplace else. True. Why did you choose to remain in Detroit, as well as to plant your roots right here in Midtown?
Well, Midtown is now the focal point of Detroit. This is a very good area. We have Wayne State here, so you have all the Wayne State students. We're minutes from downtown. We're pretty much in the heart of Detroit. The reason why I came back, because I left. I went to school, Howard University, I left for 5 years. Came back because I said that this is where I'm from. I don't want to go and plant roots somewhere else and be a transplant. No, I want to come back to where my roots are and help them grow.
But let's also talk about your mom. Your mom has been active in the community for years. I've known for years. And so you've been very much a part of the landscape, even as your youth.
Right.
Your mother would tout you around town.
Definitely. And I think that that has also helped. My mother is a former Detroit police officer, so therefore, and she was a community officer. Absolutely. So therefore, I've seen firsthand her dealings with the community and the police force. So that also helped me want to come back and help out in the community. And I think this initiative, Kicks for Counting Day, is a great initiative for the community because, like I said, we're giving kids shoes that probably would not have a brand new pair of shoes. And it's a good pair of shoes. It's a pair of Nikes. which is it's a very good shoe brand.
Absolutely.
You can't beat a pair of Nikes.
Can't beat that at all. So have you been receiving phone calls, or have you been contacted by other businesses asking questions about what you're doing? Because often we in the community talk about the importance of partnership. Like we said, businesses, how they should partner up with community groups around the city of Detroit. And this is a major initiative that you're taking on and partnering up with the Detroit Public Schools.
I'm glad you asked that.
In this
one of our
effort.
major partners is Coco, the comedian from WJLB. Okay. She was one of the first people I called, and she jumped on board immediately. I've talked to a couple of Pistons, Lions, and also Tigers.
And Bears.
Right. Don't want to mention their names, but I got a couple of those that said they want to sponsor a school. Just buy the whole school a pair of shoes. So we're in works with that as well. Pretty much, I haven't had too many businesses that come on and say, hey, I want to donate some shirts or pants just yet. But I had one guy approach me and said he wants to donate books.
Well, look, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the importance of this broader conversation and broader responsibility to our community, and that we ask for all businesses to step up to the plate. We'll be right back on the other side of this break. Welcome back to the Jonathan Kinloch Show here at Bob's Classic Kicks in Midtown Detroit. And we're having a conversation with Christian Dorsey, its owner, and we've been talking about the incentive to get young people or high school kids in school on Count Day, October 3rd. Well, before the break, I was talking about the fact I asked the question of whether or not other businesses, other individuals of notoriety had contacted you all to try to join in this effort. You mentioned some professional athletes, as well as Coco, well-known comedian and personality here in the city of Detroit. But what I was talking about, and this was something that I felt that was so important, and that was for businesses who earn a living at the expense of the citizens of the city of Detroit, and particularly our children, whether or not they have contacted you. I'm talking about the major corporations like CompuWare and others. Have they contacted you to join this effort? I know that CompuWare, Peter Carmanos, have done some things in the past, and maybe you should reach out to some of those contractors who have made millions of dollars off of the school district to see if they can assist you all in this effort.
Well, as of yet, they haven't, but that's not to say that they won't in the next couple of weeks. Count Day is not till October 3rd. But the efforts go past Count Day. You know, it's going to take us a while to tally up 17.
So explain to me when you say it goes past Count Day.
Right.
So
I mean, it goes past Count Day. What I mean by that is that, you know, this is going to be an annual thing. So after this year, we have next year, and we want to make this a big event every year. We want kids to look forward to going to school, getting educated, and also getting a free pair of kicks from Bob's Classic Kicks.
Do you believe that it will just stay at giving out gym shoes or shoes, or do you see expand?
It's always room to grow. Like you said, other businesses might want to partner up. Like we might have a business that sell pants. They want to give away pants. A business sells shirts. They want to give away shirts. Also, hygiene products. You know, kids need that just as well. You know, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant. You know, it's socks. You know, it's book bags. The list goes on. School does just not stop at shoes, shirts, and shoes.
Supplies.
Pants, right.
Definitely supplies.
Definitely supplies. So therefore, there's a lot of room to grow with this endeavor. And I encourage any business owner that want to step up to the plate, like we stepped up to the plate, and want to help us out. Because like I said before, it takes a village to raise a child. You know, the child needs more than just shoes. We want to make the child have the best education as possible. We want to give them the best learning environments that they can have, so they can go off to go to college and come back like I came back and my partner came back and put a business back into the city. Because if you don't come back and invest back into the city won't grow.
Let's talk about that investment that you and your partner made in the city of Detroit. Now, we hear often about the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation providing resources to businesses, but have you received any support from entities such as the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation or other public institutions to actually assist you in trying to bring your business or grow your business here in this Midtown
area? Well, no, we got
area?
seed money. We got some money from seed. Other than that, I really don't know. But we're a shoe store, so we really don't need too many outside hands coming in because our product sells itself. Kids need shoes. Kids love shoes. So therefore, our product sells itself.
What about any marketing dollars? Do you know of any marketing resources where these some of the these incubator entities that are now opening up in the city of Detroit to assist in small businesses? Have you contacted them to assist in any marketing efforts? Because I'm not sure whether or not they have monies available for that.
As of yet, no, but that's not to say that we won't in the future. Right now, our main focus has been Kicks for Count Day, and anybody that wants to help out with Kicks for Count Day is more than welcome to come into the store, call us, email us, kicksforcountday@gmail.com.
Telephone number?
Telephone number is 313-832-7513, kicksforcountday.org, or they can go to bobsclassickicks.com
or they can actually come here.
Or come to the store.
Right here on 4th and
Woodward.
Woodward.
Right, 4717 Woodward Ave. You can't miss us. We're right on the corner. We've been here for 8 years, like I said before. So, yes, we're open to everybody, any and everybody to come in and want to assist on this this changing cause that we are embarking on.
Well, I want to thank you for coming in on the show. Of course, we invited a member of the Detroit Board of Education, the president of the board, but it was a no-show. But fortunately, you were willing to continue the dialogue and also to expound on this effort, because there was some confusion in the community, because initially there were people who were saying that this effort was just reserved for the EAA, which is that new Education Authority. And you explained to myself and others that no, this is for all high school students in the Metro Detroit area. Right, definitely. I want to make sure, strongly stress that kicksforcountday.org. We need your donations. And you go to any Fifth Third Bank and donate to Fifth Third Bank. You can call us here at the store, like 313-832-7513. And just come in, because this is going to be an effort that, like I said, it's going to take a village. It's going to take a village to get this off. And we're well on our way. We're moving fast, and we want to keep the train smoking. So you have a lot of support. Building around. But you never can have too much. Right. You never can have too much support, especially with an endeavor like this. And if we get a surplus of money, then maybe we can offer it to middle school students and also elementary school students. Talk about expand on it. Right, this year. If the money's there, why not? Well, I want to definitely thank you for coming on, and we're going to continue to see how this effort is progressing, and also I'll probably get you on my radio program. Definitely, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Have you on radio program. I know of no safe repository of the ultimate power of society but the people. And if we think them not enlightened enough, the remedy is not to take power from them, but to inform them by education. That's what I hope I do here each week on the Jonathan Kinloch Show, educate you and inform you on all of these issues. Until next week, have a great week.